Hey there, it's Jeffrey Wolfencore with FurTalk.com, here to monologue and teach you about a new game, like the professor that could. Today we're talking about a game called Splice. It's relatively new. It's made by Cypher Prime, and you might have heard of them before if you've played a game called Audiotorium, or Audiotorium. I guess that sounds the same, so we'll go with Audiotorium. It was a little online game that turned into a offline game that you could get for Steam originally, and I believe even in Steam it's a Flash game. Cypher Prime went on to make a few other less known things, and then they came with Splice, which actually looks really awesome. We're seeing some of the initial gameplay for it here now, and it looks decent. I mean, you can't really go wrong with floaty, glowy spheres and a user interface that moves around with your mouse. It's actually very, I guess the correct word would be trippin'. But yeah, so it's kind of weird when you move your mouse, the entire view changes with you. Basically, it's a puzzle game. It's different than Audorium. I cannot say the name of the other game, so as I continue to murder it, just know what I'm talking about. The other cool thing here is you can actually rewind and fast forward through time with your mouse wheel, so if you make an error, you don't have to go back and start from scratch. You just do a little scrolly action, and there you go. You see the music twitches a bit, the screen shows a little bit of a VCR kind of lines through it to show that you're actually moving things back and forth, and you can go back to where you were when you last made your mistake. So it's kind of a neat feature there, a bit of a novelty, but still neat, especially when you get to the larger levels and you end up having dozens of splices, and you really appreciate that feature. But yeah, so the idea is that you need to create your strand to match the pattern. So there's an existing pattern that's outlined, and you do some clicking and clacking and create the pattern that's there. Overall, it's really fun, actually. A bit of a struggle by times to get through some of these. I had to do some cheat lookup on one of them to figure out, well, by cheat lookup I mean check other people on YouTube and find the answer, but past that it became more and more apparent. Part of the reason was I actually had to look it up because there was a new element, a new bead or jelly bean or whatever they're calling these little strands. One of the items had a new feature on it that I didn't recognize, and they provide no in-game tutorial that tells you what these things do. So you're expected to kind of battle it out and figure it out yourself, and I didn't, so I had to go and check, and once I realized what that was doing, not a problem. The graphics in this game, I'm going to give them a 10 out of 10, because they're just really awesome. You can't argue with the graphics. The music, let's just listen to some of the music they have here, just for the sake of argument. So not too shabby there. It's a bit repetitive by times. Also, I believe that some of the tracks are reused from Audiotorium. I know that menu track I've heard before, which is somewhat annoying. You think they would have had all new scores for this game. So because of that, just because they used it before, I'm going to deduct a point, so I'm going to call it a 9 out of 10. Aside from that, though, the music's really good. It gets you in the mood for the game. It kind of matches the mood well. The sound effects are not overwhelming, but when they're there, you actually do need them. Controls, it's pretty hard to go wrong with the mouse. 10 out of 10 for this particular style of game. Gameplay. This is where things get weird for me because there was no good documentation. And moving through this is a struggle to figure out what the heck you're doing. So we're going to go with a 7 out of 10 for that. Replayability on a game like this ends up going through the floor. Just because it's kind of like those rings you buy and you figure out how to get the rings apart. And once you've done it once, it always stays with you, and then the rings are no longer fun. So the only fun you have is to try to pawn them off on a friend and try to watch and laugh while they can't figure it out. This game's kind of like that. Once you play it once, you're probably not ever going to go back to it. So the replayability score, I'm going to say a 3 out of 10. You'll probably never play it again, which is kind of sad. This does have Steam achievements though, so you can always try to get all of those to extend the experience very slightly. Most of the achievements are just, you've beaten this series or extended this sequence. So yeah, there's not a lot of achievements you have to go back for to add any additional replay value. As far as value goes, knowing this particular developer and knowing what they did to Auditorium, which was not much, I would not expect you to ever see an update or an expansion pack or anything for this game. So there's really no additional value beyond when you originally buy it. The asking price is $10 on Steam or $13 for the soundtrack. It's also part of the Humble Bundle for Android 4 on humblebundle.com. Of course, by the time you see this video, it's probably going to be over with. So the Steam pricing will be likely what you'll have to pay. And that is $10 for the game, $13 for the game and the soundtrack. If you like the soundtrack, it's probably a good value at that. I realize I'm clicking a lot. I shouldn't be doing that while I'm recording this thing, should I? But anyways, not really worth the $10 for the game itself, in my opinion. You can also get this game for your iPad, and on the iPad it is $4, which honestly I would think would be an excellent bang-on value for this game, because it really does feel like a mobile game that was created in the PC first. So it probably deserves a mobile game price. So if you catch this for, I'm going to say $5 and be kind, $5 or less, you should grab it. It's great fun. The graphics themselves look really great. It's neat to try to concentrate a bit, good puzzles. For the full $10, I wouldn't break for it. So hey, I'm still Wolfen. Go to furtalk.com to catch more of these things if you're into this stuff. And yeah, figure it out. See you next time.